Your email subject line is a filter. Not a headline, not a title, not a summary. It is the single sentence that determines whether your email gets opened or buried under 50 other unread messages. You can write the most valuable email in the world, but if the subject line does not earn the click, the content never gets read. Most email marketers treat subject lines as an afterthought, writing them last and spending less than a minute on something that determines the fate of the entire email. This video explains how subject lines actually work, what makes people open an email versus skip it, and how to write subject lines that consistently earn higher open rates without resorting to clickbait or misleading tactics. Understanding why someone opens an email starts with understanding the inbox environment. Your subscriber's inbox is not empty. It is full of emails from other newsletters, colleagues, promotional senders, and personal contacts. Your subject line competes with all of them in a glance that lasts about 2 seconds. In those 2 seconds, the subscriber makes a decision based on 3 factors: who the email is from, what the subject line says, and whether it seems worth their time right now. The sender name matters more than most people realize. If the subscriber recognizes your name and associates it with value, they are more likely to open your email regardless of the subject line. This is why building trust through your welcome sequence and consistent content is so important. A strong sender reputation gives your subject lines a head start. But even with a trusted sender name, a weak subject line reduces open rates because the subscriber needs a reason to prioritize your email over everything else in their inbox. Effective subject lines create one of 2 reactions: curiosity or recognition of value. Curiosity-based subject lines make the subscriber want to know the answer. They tease information without giving it away completely. Examples include the email mistake that cost me 2,000 subscribers or why I stopped sending weekly newsletters. These subject lines work because they open a knowledge gap that the subscriber can only close by opening the email. Value-based subject lines clearly state what the subscriber will get from opening the email. Examples include 5 subject line templates you can use today or how to increase your open rate by 15%. These subject lines work because they promise a specific, relevant benefit. The subscriber can immediately assess whether the content is worth their time, and if the benefit is compelling, they open. Length matters. Subject lines that are too long get truncated on mobile devices, which is where most people read email. On most mobile email clients, only the first 40 to 50 characters of a subject line are visible. If the most important information in your subject line is at the end, mobile readers will not see it. Front-load the key idea so that even if the subject line is cut off, the subscriber gets enough information to make an open decision. Personalization can improve open rates when used genuinely. Including the subscriber's first name in the subject line can increase opens by 5 to 10% in some audiences, but the effect diminishes with overuse. If every email has the subscriber's name in the subject line, it stops feeling personal and starts feeling automated. Use name personalization selectively, perhaps for your most important emails, and focus on contextual personalization for the rest. Contextual personalization means writing subject lines that reflect what the subscriber cares about based on their behavior, their segment, or the content they have engaged with previously. Numbers and specificity consistently outperform vague subject lines. 3 ways to reduce email unsubscribes is more compelling than how to reduce unsubscribes. The 47% open rate email is more intriguing than a high-performing email. Numbers create concreteness and set expectations about the scope of the content. They tell the subscriber exactly what they are getting, which reduces uncertainty and makes the open decision easier. Questions can be effective subject lines when they address a problem the subscriber is actually facing. Are your emails landing in the Promotions tab? Works because it triggers a concern the subscriber may already have. But generic questions like "ready to grow your email list" fall flat because they do not create genuine curiosity or address a specific concern. The question needs to be specific enough that the subscriber thinks, "Yes, I have wondered about that," and opens the email for the answer. What to avoid in subject lines is as important as what to include. All caps, excessive exclamation marks, and overtly promotional language like "buy now" or "limited time offered" trigger spam filters and reduce trust. Even if the email lands in the inbox, these tactics signal that the email is promotional rather than valuable, which reduces opens from subscribers who joined for educational or informational content. Misleading subject lines are a short-term gain with long-term consequences. If your subject line promises one thing and the email delivers something different, you might get a high open rate on that particular email, but you train your subscriber to distrust your subject lines. The next time they see your name in their inbox, they hesitate because they have been misled before. Consistency between your subject line and your email content is what builds the sender reputation that drives sustained open rates over time. Testing is the only reliable way to improve your subject lines over time. Most email platforms offer A/B testing, where you send two different subject lines to a small portion of your list and then send the winning version to the rest. Test one variable at a time: length, format, tone, personalization, or the use of numbers. Track which types of subject lines consistently outperform others with your specific audience, because what works for one audience may not work for another. Build a subject line swipe file. Every time you see a subject line that makes you want to open an email, save it. Note what made it effective. Was it curiosity? Specificity? A surprising angle? Over time, you will develop a collection of patterns and formulas that you can adapt for your own emails. The best subject line writers are not inherently more creative than everyone else. They are more observant and more systematic about studying what works and applying those patterns to their own work. Email Revenue Desk helps creators, small businesses, and solo operators understand email marketing as a real revenue system. The channel explains welcome sequences, newsletters, subject lines, segmentation, retention campaigns, and simple automations that can turn subscribers into long-term customers without spam tactics or fake urgency. This video is general email marketing education, not a guarantee of revenue, open rates, clicks, conversions, or subscriber growth. Results vary by audience, list quality, offer, cadence, deliverability, and execution.